Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Woo Woo Wednesday. For the new folks, I am your reader, your friend, your guide, Dooley, and I appreciate y'all returning. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Y'all, before we get started, we got some birthdays. Baby Capricornicia, happy birthday. Ra-ta-ta-ta, woo woo. Big Capricornicia, you have made it back around this world. Baby, your solar return. Shout out, shout out, shout out. How do you feel? Happy New Year to y'all. Can y'all believe it's 2026? Like, 2020 was 6 years ago. That's absolutely insane to consider, but here we are, and y'all are here watching this Woo Woo Wednesday to celebrate Capricornicia and to get into the tea about this full moon. This full moon that we had. Full moon in Cancer. Mama is home. She pulled up to her house to relax. We are here to also celebrate Capricornicia. The sun has mosey on over. We've closed out 2025, walked into 2026. It's a Capricornian energy. And I think this is a great tapestry to build something great. We got full moon in Cancer asking for us to be emotional, to take stock, to take care of ourselves, to release the emotional burdens that hold us back. And we got sun in Capricorn encouraging us to build. Y'all know I call her the project manager. She loves a project. One more time. Happy birthday, Capricornicia. I wish you miracles and blessings. I wish you love and light. And we celebrate one more time. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Happy New Year. Happy birthday. And let's get into the forecast for today. All right. Number one, we got full moon in Cancer opposite sun in Capricornicia. That's why we're here. That's the core of what we're going to talk about. January 9th, this Friday, we have a cazimi. Now, what's a cazimi? A cazimi is when two or more planets meet with the sun. And as it would seem, everything is in Capricorn. I know y'all feel like y'all are ready to build, y'all are ready to launch in 2026, and we're going to come back to that. But on Friday, January 9th, Mars meets the sun and everything else in the sign of Capricorn. Mercury, Venus, Mars, all. Mercury, Venus, Mars join the sun in Capricorn later this week. Remember last year when everything was in water? We all felt a little dreamy, a little detached, a little on edge, a little emotional. What did you learn about yourself? What was unearthed? And what material do we have to work with now? Now that we know better, we get to do better. We get to build better. And I really feel like that's what this energy is really pointing towards. I like to contextualize this within, a quote. In what ways can you remove barriers to joy and abundance? That's the Cancerian full moon part. Through discipline and practice. I think that's the Capricornian balance. So remember, we got full moon, which is release. We're releasing something. Out with the old, in with the new. Remember last reading, out with the old, in with the new. If you had the audacity, what the fuck would you do? Let's bring that in. Let's bring that energy into 2026, friends. We got full moon in Cancer. We're releasing. We're going back to that emotional epicenter. But we're thinking about it within the capacity of what can we let go? What can we free from our grasp? So that we can begin to pick up things that we want, to build things that we want, to focus our attention on things that we want. I want to remind y'all, action cures fear. We can sit here and think. We can feel. Those are important. But remember, that's data. That's data that we then need to use to apply. We have to apply those thoughts. We have to apply those feelings and allow ourselves to act in accordance to the information that we gather. I think Capricornicia, as you recall and think back to some of the things that I've said in our previous readings, there's been a lot of conversation around duty and labor. You frequently look through the lens of duty, labor, security, commitment. These are earth sign traits. You can't help it. You are ruled by Saturn. I think that also gives you restriction. You are not afraid to delay gratification now to achieve and acquire something later. I think we're supposed to use that energy to help support our emotional growth that the Cancerian energy is asking for us to take to task. You know, Capricorn is also practical. You like practical, concrete, specific solutions. And so I think it lends itself to asking ourselves the question, what are practical ways that we can let go, that we can graduate, that we can support our ability to build what we want, to seek what we want? What are behaviors that we can embody that will help us create the reality that we see in our head, that we feel in our hearts? You can't get to the future, you can't grow into the person that you want continuing the same loops, continuing the same cycles, continuing the same thought patterns, reading, writing, being in the same environment. Sure, it's comfortable, but you know, they say growth and understanding is just on the perimeter of discomfort, right? I think now is a great time to focus on the ways that we can release emotional attachments and mindsets that hold us back. Baby, you're 27, you're 37, you're 47. It is 2026. It's not year 2000. It's not 1992. Shoot, it's not even 2020. In this moment, I'm thinking of Bag Lady. Bag Lady, you gon' miss your bus. Dragging all them bags like that. Okay? You know, the moral of the story is you're going to miss your opportunity holding on to things that no longer suit you because you feel comfortable, you feel familiar with them. So during this lunation, I want you to consider, what emotional attachments and mindsets can we release that are holding us back? How can we use this Capricornian lens of security, duty, labor, responsibility, a tendency towards commitment to support our chief aims? I love that this energy is generally kind of what we feel towards the beginning of the year, because many of us have resolutions. We got goals, dreams, and aspirations. It's fresh. You know, you got another 365 days to make change. And so people are kind of thinking about what they want to do next. So use this. Let's close the loops that no longer serve us. Baby, the video games, maybe it's time to put them down. Maybe it's time to put down the pizza. Maybe it's time to cut off that friendship. Maybe it's time to leave that job behind. Now, I'm not telling you to do anything rash. That's not Capricornian energy. That's not it. But I am asking you to take that audacity that we had last season and apply it to now, and really get into the kibbles and bits, the deep crusty edges of yourself, so that you can have a truthful conversation and allow for yourself to graduate, allow for yourself to elevate. I say this every time. You can have, you can achieve, you can create, you can experience, but you have to allow for yourself to put down the things, the behaviors, the ideas, the concepts that no longer serve you, so that you can open your hands and pick up what's on the other side. All right, what do we know about Cancer? And what do we know about Capricorn? And how do they compare and contrast? What are some of their similarities and differences? Well, Cancer is emotional foundation through and through. It represents emotion. It represents spirit. It's freedom. It's flow. it's joy, it's abundance, it's sweetness, it's surprise and delight. Capricorn is the opposite to that. That's material foundation. That's money. That's time. Cancerians represent roots, childhood. That's the fourth house. But as its opposite side, Capricorn is represented by public persona, grown desire. It's 10th house. It's fame. It's career. It's public persona. It's how you live your life out loud. That's your house of success. It's money. It's material. Capricorn is represented by Saturn. Cancer is represented by Jupiter or the moon, depending on if you're using traditional or OG astrology. Kind of depends on. Cancers can also be associated with the divine feminine. Capricornian energy is the divine masculine. Do y'all see the balance and the differences between the two? 4th house, 10th house. If you want more, put in some questions and comments below. These things as we move into the tarot card readings that we will do today, as well as these meditation prompts, because we are moving out of the dreaminess, the etherealness, the kind of spirit, emotional focus energy, and we are moving into action. Remember, action cures fear. It's time for us to start doing. We got to get up off our asses and put in some elbow grease. So I want y'all to contextualize and think about everything that I say within that bubble, okay? Where in my life can I let go of narratives, ideas, beliefs, stories, childhood trauma, situations, incidents, baggage, and bullshit that no longer serve me? Where in my life have I been holding on to things because they are comfortable, because they're familiar, because they make sense with perhaps an old idea of ourselves? We've been talking all year about where can we get a new style, a new cut, a new color. Did you do it? Where has our duty and our commitment to things benefited us? And when has it been a liability? Are there areas, topics, groups of friends, situations, social media groups? Are there places where we have committed, shown up, given our energy, and perhaps it has not come back your way? Where can we remove barriers to our own joy and our abundance? Full moon in Cancer, 4th house. What in our foundation? What within our root system? What from our childhood? What from our emotional or spiritual narratives can we release that will allow for us to maximize flow and abundance? What are we holding on to because it feels familiar, because it feels comfortable, because it always has been there? What do we continue to hoard that is taking up our space, that's taking up our time, that's taking up our energy, that we can really truly let go? What ways can we step up, try something different? What new behaviors can we embody that will ensure our success? I'm thinking about, I keep coming up with SMART goals. I'm forgetting what the full acronym is, but I'll put it down here somewhere. But it's a framework for creating goals, dreams, and aspirations. It's time sensitive. It's replicatable. It's a way for you to hold yourself accountable. In what ways has our lack of commitment added to our procrastination, our lack of manifestation? How many times have we said that we wanted to achieve a thing? We wanted to go somewhere. We wanted to be somebody new. We wanted to travel. We wanted a new job. We wanted a boyfriend or girlfriend, Thady or gentle them, but didn't follow through because it got hard, because it got difficult, because you felt confused, because it got a little scary. ponder these things during this lunation. Remember, action cures fear. It's time for us to dig deep, to connect with our inner child, and to allow for what we discern to carry us forward into practicality, into action, into actually doing fucking something. You know, I think about this lunation within the context of a parent-child relationship. I think about Saturn as the father, the divine masculine, his child the lessons that they need to succeed, to live, to thrive. And sometimes that sucks. Like, you don't want to discipline your child. You don't want them to hurt, but you do want them to survive and thrive and to understand the bitter realities of the world that they need to understand adequately to live, to exist, to to function. But you know, as a child, that's the Cancerian energy. You just want to be free. Cancerian is I was born free, but Capricorn is like, okay, yeah, but like if you want to live and you want to be free, you gotta work. And so it's this balance of unfettered joy, unfettered release. The idea of like what it would mean if we could just be. Unlimited time, unlimited abundance, unlimited exuberance. But this Saturnian Capricornian energy is like, okay, but like there's real shit going on. Okay, Saturn says do something difficult and stick with it. And as long as you roll with the punches and learn how to deal with the bitter lessons of Saturn, you can then take those lessons and apply it to the Cancerian stuff. So like, you want freedom, baby, get up and go to work. Get up and create. Hold yourself accountable. You can have all the joy, the abundance, the free-flowing, the flow state, but what do you do with it? Are you consistent? Are you committing with it? That's what I'm trying to explain. I don't know if I'm doing a good job, but I think y'all understand how I want y'all to think about these card readings, okay? Let's get into today's tarot. We're going to do a little bit of Ascended Masters as we have previously, and we're going to do some of our weight. If you have any questions or comments, you can put those down in the comments section. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. Future Dooley here. Okay, so we had a couple of technical difficulties, and I ended up having to split up this tarot reading into 2 days, so do not be alarmed. And shout out to my homegirl, Miss Jade. You know I love her. Let's get us some abundance oil so that I can give y'all some moisturized readings. I don't like giving y'all no dry readings. Oh, this smells so good. Baby, get y'all some. Link below. Remember, you are listening for your Sun, Moon, Mars, Rising, or Venus. Once again, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rising, and Venus. Capricornicia, we will go ahead and start with you because it is your birthday. Just because it's your birthday, we will give you an opportunity to go first. Let's see what we got here. Oh, 2s. That's so fascinating. Especially considering this is almost kind of literal. Have 2 of Cups reversed with 2 of Coins right up, right next to Saint Germain, who says, work your magic. All right now. This is certainly magical, and I almost think this is pretty literal, but let's go ahead and see what Saint Germain says first. Capricornicia, you have the power to resolve the situation you're inquiring about. This card signifies your untapped magical abilities, which you've used successfully in the past. Pull these abilities out of storage and use them to work your magic now. Your clear and focused intentions, positive expectations, prayer, decrees, and action steps all create the healings and manifestations you desire. Decide clearly what you will and will not accept in this situation. Clarity will bring immediate results. Have steady faith in a positive outcome and study alchemy and manifestation principles. Cancerians, I think, lend itself to having an easier time with spirituality, with faith, with magic. The idea that something can happen excites them, while the Capricornian energy is like, show me the money, show me the meat, where's the beef? Let's talk about specifics. Let's talk about the concreteness. And I think Capricornicia, sometimes you forget that you too are magical, that you too have feelings, that you have emotions that are guiding you and trying to encourage you and to send you one way or another. And this is reminding you that yes, the material and what you can see is important. Discipline is important. How we orient our time and our energy is important because we don't have unlimited energy. We can have unlimited ideas. We can have a limited feeling, but our time here on Earth is limited, right? So I don't think that's crazy. However, remember, we are spirit, mind, body, and spirit, and so we gotta even things out. And so that's what I'm getting here from your tarot spread, twos. When I get twos, for me it's always an analysis of balance. Where in our lives do we have imbalance? And we got a Two of Cups. I am of two minds. I have two ways that I can read this. I feel like some of you are dumping emotionally, but you're doing that. You're dumping emotionally to help yourself identify and understand what you need to change, where your new commitments lie. I think some of you are also dumping emotionally because you are not in alignment, which is where this other card, this Two of Coins, comes in. Two of Coins is finding a new balance with the way that we orient our time, our money, our energy, and our physical presence. Capricornicia, where are you living and giving your time, your energy? Remember, attention is currency and everything is agreement. What have you signed up for that no longer feeds you emotionally or spiritually? And how can you reallocate that energy towards something that you actually want to do and be about and experience? It's your birthday. I'm going to give you a free card. Woo! Strength. And it's upside down. Capricornicia, I'm wondering if you are truly taking care of yourself. As I said previously, I think there are two ways. I think there are some Capricornicians out there that are like, okay, girl, it's time. Let me go ahead and sit down and handle my business and get to the next level so I can truly rest and enjoy this thing that I have built and I have created. I have died. I have allowed for myself to be reborn. I have taken note of what needs to be changed, and I am working towards changing that. And bitch, I am tired. I get that, but then I also get some girls who I feel like it's the grind. It's that labor and that duty, and you are committed to the bit. And I think some of you may be having some difficulty finding the courage to let go of the loop. Baby, you can experience, you can be where you want. You just have to figure out what series of agreements and choices that you need to make, embody, appreciate, put to the top of your list that will allow for you to live in that reality that you want. Commitment, great. Discipline, great. But what are we committed to? I also feel like sometimes Capricornicia, because you are so materially focused, I feel like sometimes you get lost in the plot. You're too focused on the material things, and you're not paying attention to the energy or the space. I feel like some of you are sacrificing your physical selves as you commit to things that no longer fit. Now is the time. Now is your season, Capricornicia. It's your birthday. Baby, you are here for a limited time. Get what you really motherfucking want. Live the life that you actually want to be in, because you can. You can do that. It's time for you to reorganize. Baby, perhaps you got it wrong the first time, Perhaps you got it wrong the second time. That's okay. You have not self-sabotaged. You are alive today watching this YouTube video, watching this random man on the internet encourage you. It's okay. Lick your wounds, take a moment, restock, reset, and get out there and redirect yourself to where you want to go. For the girls out there that have been healing, that have been taking stock, it's okay to take a little breaky break. You know, big dime daddy energy is a little tough. Remember, you gotta have the sweetness with the chaos. You gotta have the lightness with the heaviness. So the girls that have been taking themselves to task, that have been diligent and disciplined, you know, it's okay to take a little time out, take a little half time. Use this lunation to regroup, to reflect on what you have changed, to be grateful for the things that we have experienced, being grateful for the things that we do have in our space, being grateful for the loops that we have broken, before moving on to the next step and continuing that path that you're not done yet. Okay? That's what I got for you today, Capricornicia. Happy birthday. Shout out to you, and keep doing it big. What's up, Daddy Aqua, our other Saturnian, you know, in the space today? How are you? Are you still transforming? Is that Pluto and Aqua energy still on your neck, asking the hard questions? Let's see what we have for you today. Baby, not us pulling your card. King of Swords is literally Aquarius. Page of Cups, Paramahansa Yogananda. In this situation, choose the path of peace. As you think about your various options and possible outcomes, what brings the greatest feeling of peace to your body and mind? This is your answer. Listen to your heart's truth. There is always a peaceful alternative to conflict. Your peacefulness elevates your energy and helps you to manifest your desires. Meditate and do yoga as a way of... All right, Big Daddy Aqua, let me ask you a very honest question. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be in relationship? Do you want to be right, or do you want to be in relationship? Baby, we pulled you. We pulled your card. This is letting me know that the themes that are associated with Aquarius are in your face, which makes sense. This lets me know that you are looking at yourself with scrutiny. You're scrutinizing your every move. So number one, I need you to breathe. I need you to take a breath. I need you to back up off you. Give yourself some space to work. Number two, I really want you to just bring it down. Aquarians work quick, fast, and in a hurry. Very large, conceptual, large-scale ideas. They're humanitarian. They have a God complex. Do you want to be correct, or do you want to be in relationship? I know your season is approaching. You're feeling the energy rise and swell. You're probably thinking a mile a minute. I want you to slow down. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be in relationship? Remember, when you're in relationship with others, it's not just about you. It's not about I, it's about we. It's about us. You might want to go at a 10, but the person that you want to be in relationship with a 2. You got to figure out a balance that works for both of you. And I know you want to do big time daddy energy. I know you want to move a mile a minute. I know you want to take control. Ask someone with huge Saturnian energy in their chart. Let me give you a piece of advice. Baby, it helps to break things down into smaller pieces. You have to meet people where they are at. You have to play the hand as you see on the table. Not what you see in your mind, not what you hold in your heart, but what's actually present. I love that you can see things that other people cannot see. I think sometimes you lose people because you are so conceptual. You see things in 4D, trends, patterns that other folks cannot fathom. And so this, I think with having that particular sight and that particular awareness in the unique areas that you all have them, I think this is where this Page of Cups energy shows up, because I think with you having such strong pattern recognition, sometimes you assume you know what the outcome is. You assume you know what is the best for other people. And Page of Cups in reverse is reminding you that you also have to detach from the outcome. You are not God. You might think you God, but you are not God. You do not control the universe. You are a part of the universe. So for whatever the situation is, I want you to detach. I want you to slow down. I want you to move your body. Choose peace. As a fixed sign, Aqua, you don't have any issue with commitment, with showing up. But I do think that there can be an issue with removing barriers to joy and abundance, because you become attached to your ideas, your processes, and the complex labyrinthine shizzle that you done packed in your head. And I think that could be where you are getting yourself effed up. Give yourself some space. Give yourself some room to breathe. Give yourself some room to create. And understand that despite your master plans, there's 100 million different ways that it could turn out. And you never know. You might find the next best idea, but do you know how many good ideas were mistakes? Velcro, cornflakes, potato chips, baby, the internet. Aquarius, it's really important for you to understand your power, your ability to create and manifest, and your ability to influence during this season. We talked about this in the past readings, and we know that Pluto is in Aquarius, and so everything that you touch will be magnified. Over the course of 2026, stuff is going to get to moving. The planets are going to shift, and you're going to get even more energy. Later this year, this summer, North Node moves into Aquarius, and South Node moves into Leo, and you're going to get an extra scoop. So now is a fantastic time for you to, on one hand, yes, put the pedal to the metal, hold yourself accountable, get them plans out there, build, exercise, connect. However, also understand that the people around you, the environments around you are not robots. These are people who think, who feel, who can reason, and can know, which means they are a whole universe within themselves, just like you are. And so sometimes you're going to have to come off that high horse, come from out the nebulae, and come down to where everybody else live here on Earth, and break some shit down and explain some shit and to show. Not everybody can deal up here with the conceptual abstract. You got to make things concrete, specific, actionable, related to time and space, okay? Choose peace. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be in relationship? You don't have to sacrifice yourself in order to do that, but you do have to be conscious and aware of the needs of the people that are in your space. Okay? Shout out to you, Aquarius. Hello, Pisces. How are you, my sweet baby? I know you like it when I talk to you nice, okay? We gonna start off in a nice, calm tone. How are you today? Welcome back to Woo Wednesday, and let's see what our cards have in store for you. Let's read and see what Buddha says. Aside from encouraging you to meditate. All right, Pisces. This card is a call for you to meditate regularly. Your path, body, and soul are asking for quiet time to reflect, think, and receive insight. Even a small amount of time devoted to daily meditation will bring you great gifts. You don't necessarily need any formal training in meditation. It's simply a matter of sitting quietly, closing your eyes, breathing, and listening. Be still and listen. You need some time alone. Be honest with yourself. Join a meditation group or take a meditation class or listen to a meditation CD or playlist or something of that nature. I absolutely love this because Pisces, over the last several months since we have been spending time together, you have been flourishing. North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. Last year we had all the water energy. You have been finding the courage to dream and to believe that your dreams can come true. The Saturn and Pisces energy dared you to pick something hard and to stick with it, and y'all have done so. Y'all have gotten nothing but fantastic cards over the last year. We got Ace of Wands in reverse, we got Chariot right up, and we got Buddha reminding you to meditate. I said at the beginning of this that I feel like you are waking up. We have Ace of Wands reverse, which is new ideas, new actions. I think you all dreamt your dream. You have the mental framework. You can see the picture in your head. You can feel it in your heart, and you have started to take action. I think y'all might have scared yourselves a little bit. I think you started to see things shift. You was like, oh, hold on. I thought, I felt, I created. Things are looking real unfamiliar right now because you have allowed for yourself to transform. And I think that's where this Chariot energy comes from. Chariot is major arcana, that's 7. Chariot is about our ability to control and to have impact on our outcomes. It's us being aware that energy never dies. It's a reminder that we reap what we sow. Ability to understand the light that's in our heart and the dark that's in our heart. You know, the shadow parts of ourselves are the areas that we are scared to go to, the energy that we have difficulty experiencing, the things that we don't understand about ourselves. Our shadow is birthed from the goals, dreams, and aspirations that flopped, the desires that went unmet. And so in many ways we become in our when we are in our shadow, we become the person that our light being needed. When we felt the bitterness, when we felt like we were not being seen, when we felt frustrated, when we felt angry, it's like, whoa. I think the fact that we have Buddha here also points at some type of enlightenment. Like there was you learned something about yourself that you didn't know by allowing for yourself to have this experience. And so now it's time for you to take care of yourself emotionally and spiritually. Buddha said meditate. I think there are a variety of things that could also count as meditation. I know that when I run, I find myself in a meditative state, so perhaps it's physical activity that you can sprinkle into your routine. Maybe it's prayer and meditation. It could be lighting a candle, lighting incense, taking 10, 15 minutes. There's guided meditations that you can do on YouTube. Pisces, if you have gotten to this point in the reading and you need some help trying to find some fun, creative ways to honor spirit, to honor divine, to meditate, put the request down in the comments, and I have some ideas for you all. Hey bestie, what's up Aries? Let's see what the cards got for you today. Your preview here was 2025. You got a little taste of Saturn and Aries. We've been talking about you focusing on what you want to bring into your new year. And so let's see what we got going on here. Oof. Oh, okay. 7s. Y'all are going on a journey. Aries, your likes and dislikes have changed, and you've outgrown situations that once appealed to you. These are positive developments signaling your spiritual growth. Some of these situations are blessings in disguise, as they are pushing you to make necessary and positive changes. You may feel pushed beyond your comfort zone as multiple areas of your life shift and flux. Yet, the universe always stands ready to support you with whatever you ask for. Let go, enjoy the ride, because it is truly for the best. Let go of procrastination or perfectionism. Break your major goals into smaller pieces. Take them one step at a time. Since Bavardie is the goddess of mountains, this could be a message to retreat or move to the mountains. But you do need to revamp your schedule so that you devote regular time to your priorities. That's interesting. I like that for Aries. I think Aries has a tendency to rush, and sometimes in you wanting to take action, You don't fully slow down and create a plan for yourselves. And I fully think that's exactly what is about to happen. Actually, I don't fully think. We know that the universe is about to slow you down. But remember the old adage, delay is not denial. Remember that, Aries. I want you to remember that. Delay is not denial. Okay, so first we have our Seven of Cups in reverse. You got popped. Aries, you got popped. So Seven of Cups in reverse reminds me of the phrase, not everything that glitters is gold. Not everything that glitters is gold. What I love about this card is kind of the hidden meaning. So I'm gonna turn this right side up so you can see. So we got these golden chalices, and some of them have, cool stuff in it. We got reeds, we got like gold. But if you notice, some of them have these skulls on them because something looks like it's gonna be fulfilling, looks like it's gonna be of value, looks like it's gonna be in alignment, does not mean that it is for you. Remember, looks can be deceiving, and it's very important for us to develop our spirit of discernment so that we know when we know that something is for us. Considering that we pull poverty here and have our Seven of Cups in reverse, this lets me know that something may not have turned out how you wanted it. In our past readings, we've been focused on check your card. Make sure the stuff that you are putting your attention in, remember, attention is currency and everything is agreement. If attention is currency and everything is agreement, what are you paying for? That was the question that I've asked you. I'm assuming you may have found some things in your basket and in your bucket that you thought were for you, some people that you thought were riding for you, some businesses that you thought were going to fatten your pockets, a job that you thought was going to take care of your needs, a job that you thought was going to make you feel good. You thought the environment might have been a certain way, maybe a project, maybe you moved and you thought a location was going to be popping. Baby, you thought San Fran was the next. You thought Pensacola was the next, and life said, skirt! I don't mean to laugh at you, but I'm thinking that maybe the writing was on the wall. And maybe we tried to force it because you got popped. This is a 7. However, we got 8. You got popped. Things didn't necessarily turn out in the way that you thought they were going to turn out. But you found the courage to make a change. And that is what's important here. You identified the issue, whatever that was supposed to be uprooted, popped up, it was uprooted. You saw what the issue was, and as the Aries is going to do, they took action. You found the courage. If there's one thing that you do not lack, Aries, it's audacity. Baby, be the first one. Be the first ones ready to pop up. I want you to continue to follow this energy. I want you to continue to follow this energy. Whatever, whomever decided to get up and walk about your life, whatever was snatched up, let it go. If it's for you, it will come back to you. If it's not, it will go on forever. I want you to continue, whatever tool that you use to find your strength, I want you to pick up and run with it. It could be prayer, meditation, a new hobby, whatever it was, whatever means that you use to encourage yourself, I want you to bring that in 2026. Everything that glitters is not gold. I think you are noticing that a lot of this stuff out here are distractions. People will give you lip service and tell you whatever they want to say to make themselves look the best in their situation sometimes. And you got to build you got to build your discernment. People will, baby, Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Usually people will tell you who they are and what they're about, and it's our ability to understand and recognize what they're messaging that needs to change. You are moving in the right direction, Aries. Once again, check your basket. Saturn is moving into your sign, I believe, at the end of February. Nodes will change in the summer, and then we are moving into a grand fire trine. Everything will be in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Mostly Aries and Leo. You will get a burst of energy. You will feel like there is something that you need to do, and life is going to slow you down so that you can make sure and ensure that you are in spaces that feed you. Aries, sometimes you may have a tendency to move too much. I know this is coming from your Taurus friend, and y'all think we are so slow and so methodical and so stupid. Doom, 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 doom. But let me tell you, when you can slow down and take inventory, you have an opportunity to change direction should you need to, right? I ain't saying you gotta stop. I'm saying slow down, use a critical eye, and ensure that what you want is in your cart and everything that you want to be there is there before you click checkout. Because it's gonna be hard to get rid of some of that stuff later in the year, okay? Take care of yourself, Aries. What's yours is yours, and can't nothing get in the way of that. Remember that. All right, Big Daddy Taurus, Taurus Hive. Welcome back. Welcome back to Wednesday. Let's just jump into it. Ooh, I love this. Okay. Baby, our cards are upside down, but you know, as a Taurus myself, baby, I feel like I intuitively know what this means. We got the Hermit in reverse, and we got Eight of Swords in reverse. Taurus. Okay, in the last section when I was talking to the Aries, I was talking about how, you know, we move a little bit slow. We like to take our time. Baby, we are not rushing. We ain't rushing for nobody. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and put a little pep in your step, friend. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to take care, but I want you to be mindful about when you are procrastinating and when you are hiding yourself away from the world versus when you are taking time for yourself to, you know, think and get your mind right, okay? I think that's here in the Hermit. Baby, it's time for you to come out the closet. It's time for you to share these ideas. You've been in the dungeon. You've been in the house. You've been changing, Taurus. Remember, we've been talking about the softening. We've been talking about the softening, getting into the crusty bits, getting into the shadow work, getting into the past. You know, we're talking about full moon in Cancer. Who were you as a child? What did you want and desire as a child? And how does that reflect upon you today? The good, the bad, the ugly, the surprises, so on and so on. So on and so forth. It's now time for you to take that and apply. It's one thing for you to need silence and peace to heal, but the true test of healing is what happens when things happen outside of your control and understanding how you respond to that. And that's what I'm getting here. We got Eight of Swords in reverse. Eight of Swords is one of my favorite cards because for me, it represents personal power. It represents personal power. Eight of Swords, okay, hold on, let me show y'all this card. We have this woman here who is bound and she's threatened. She's surrounded by these swords here. But if you look closely, you know, these binds are loose. She could shake that shit off and take off that blindfold whenever she wants. All right, had a little hiccup, had to restart the camera. That's crazy. So as I was saying, you know, Eight of Swords is a card of personal power. For me, it reminds me that on one hand, nobody is coming to save me. Nobody is coming to save you, Taurus. You are the start and the finish, the beginning and the end. You have the means and the space to do all that you would like to do. If you could just step up and take some courage and apply those great ideas that you have been working on. Baby, you can remove these bonds, you can unbind yourself and move on as soon as you feel like it. It's time for you to take control And it's time for you to go outside. It's time for you to interact. And it's time for you to apply all those lessons that you have learned while you have been taking time to heal and to understand. Okay? Let's read for Krishna. It says, find the blessing in your current situation. Every situation offers opportunities to grow and learn. When we curse a situation, we block its energy flow and things fester and grow worse. In contrast, as you recognize the blessings within your current situation, supportive and healing energy flows towards you. This card comes to you because there is an unrecognized blessing within your current situation. It could be something that you've learned or gained, for example. Recognize the blessing to accelerate the healing and manifestation that's trying to come to you. Instead of worrying, pray and use positive affirmations. Know that everything is in divine and perfect order, and this situation is resolving itself perfectly. You heal through the power of gratitude. Taurus, things are working out in your favor. It's time for you to show up. It's time for you to shake a tail feather. Baby, you can stop punishing yourself for what happened yesterday. That's the past is the past. The present is the present. And the power is in now. It's in recognizing what's happening now. What you can do now. Okay? So I want you to go ahead and get up off that thing. And I want you to find 1 or 2 new things that you can hold true to your heart at the beginning of this year. I want you to reflect upon all the stuff that you learned about yourself and your environment last year so you know what seeds to plant in your garden for 2026, okay? You are doing absolutely fantastic, Taurus. Trust yourself. You have gotten through the weeds. You have gotten through the mess. It is time for you to apply, apply, apply. I know you like to be with your things and your stuff. You love being at home. You love being comfortable. I want you to start investigating the ways that comfort are a prison. We've talked about that in the past. Look around your physical space. What can you get rid of? And by cutting things out and getting rid of things, you open up new space, you open up new energy, you allow for the energy to flow so that you can redefine. Taurus, it's okay to redefine yourself. It's okay to learn new things about yourself. As you grow older, you will have to continue to redefine yourself and introduce yourself to who you are when at that point. Keep pushing, keep striving, keep growing up. Gemini, Gemini. Gemini, Gemini. Gemini, Gemini. Alright, let's see what the cards have for us, Gemini. Let's see what our tarot says. Boom. Queen of Pentacles. Boom. Oh, this is interesting. We got Queen of Pentacles upright, and we got 5 of Swords in reverse. And then we got our homegirl, Hina. Let's read for her and see what she says, okay? Gemini, walk away from restrictions and be free. Baby, I love that. First line. You have the power and the right to change your life so that you experience more freedom. This card signifies that your soul is crying out for more freedom, especially as it involves your life's purpose. Perhaps it's time to take a break so that you can think clearly about your desires and available options. The universe always supports the desire for expansion, creativity, and freedom. Say yes to freedom, and the universe will say yes to you. It's time to leave a situation that you've outgrown, questioning the validity of any rules that you've imposed on yourself. Allow the universe to support you while you make your desired life changes, and be assertive and say no to anyone who is overstepping their boundaries. I absolutely love this for you, Gemini, especially based upon some of the stuff that we have seen in the past. If I'm not mistaken, last month, I think your card said that you got caught up in drama. You was focused on everybody else, and you needed to slow down and focus on you. And I suggested that you mind your business and get back into your craft and figuring out what makes you joyous and makes you feel happy. I love that we turn these cards, and within the context, everything that we just said from Hina is what we said at the start, right? I love that. Sometimes the astrology just shows up and it's literal. It's time for us to remove barriers to joy and abundance through discipline and through practice. Hina said, choose freedom. Baby, you were born free. You were born free to make whatever choices you were going to make and to do what you were going to do. I said to somebody earlier, you have room and space to do everything that you intend to do. But what you choose to do with that time and that space and that energy It's up to you, sister. We got Queen of Pentacles upright. This represents fertility, new ideas, new money, new situations. But I'm thinking soft skills versus hard skills. When I think about kings as being hard skills and queens as being soft skills, this is your ability to connect, your ability to create, your ability to find joy, your ability to reach flow state. You know, the description said the universe always supports the desire for expansion, creativity, and freedom. And so say yes to freedom and the universe will say yes to you. And so I'm wondering what is in your immediate space that you can say yes to that will help you move and etch yourself up to the next level. This lets me know that there are people, places, and things in your immediate space that you can spend a little more time with, that you can spend a little more energy on, that will push you towards whatever your conception of freedom is. Remember, freedom is kind of a nebulous idea. You know, freedom shows up differently for everyone. And so I think of this as being twofold. One, figuring out and identifying what freedom means to you. Two, identifying and understanding steps that you can take to embody that freedom more abundantly. And three, committing to that. Now, in the past, we have talked about Gemini's lack of commitment, your wanderlust, and you having a bajillion ideas at one time, and the importance of choosing 1, 2, maybe 3 ideas, not all 100, and committing to that. We got this the Five of Swords here in reverse. This is conflict. But I think based upon the cards here, this is conflict with yourself. I feel like you have to get out of your own way and allow for yourself to succeed. Baby, give yourself room to work. I'm gonna give you another card because I am curious. Baby, the Chariot is also upside down. You were letting go and faltering. You were letting go of your personal power. Remember, before there can be a us, before there can be a we, there is a you. You gotta take care of yourself. Fix your own mess before you start trying to fix the mask of other people. This doesn't feel bad to me though. Like this feels like growing pains to me. This feels like growing pains, Gemini, if you would just get out of your own way and allow for yourself to grow up, to graduate, and to find ways to embed this new narrative and these new ideas. I feel like, you know, Gemini, you want to be able to create freely. You want to be able to communicate without bounds. And I understand that. I feel that. Nobody wants to feel restrained. But to experience freedom is also to know what you should or should not do with that freedom. Remember, so I'm thinking of Ecclesiastes 3. Everything that is permissible is not expedient. Just because you can do something does not mean that you should do something. Or a course of action is, you know, beneficial to your chief aim. I feel encouraged to tell you, Gemini, that you can be free and you can have what you want. But even then, you have to commit to a course of action. And you have to roost and sit on that egg until it hatches. That's commitment. That's time. So whatever it is you got over there brewing, Gemini, stick with it, despite the fact that it could be hard. Despite the fact that it didn't, you know, come out the way that you thought it would come out. All of this is a part of the experience. It's not just idea, action, outcome, reflect. It's all of that in between. Okay? I don't know what it is that you are brewing, Gemini, but you have to allow, you have to give it time to flourish. All right, Cancer. Baby, Cancer, y'all have gotten extraordinary energy all year. I'm expecting to see good shizzle here. You know, we got full moon in Cancer, we got Jupiter in Cancer, and everything else is in Capricorn. 7 of Swords and 9 of Pentacles reverse. All right, Cancer. Let's read for Oshu. This card comes to you as a sign that your body is thirsty for pure water. Symptoms such as fatigue, difficulty in concentrating, irritation, and excessive hunger can actually be dehydration in disguise. Water helps you flush harsh energies and toxins that your sensitive body might otherwise absorb. Bless your water before drinking to give yourself a boost of positive energy. Spend time near an ocean, lake, or river. Rainfall is significant. Buy a water purifier. Avoid drinking chemical-laden liquids such as sodas, coffee, or alcohol. Sweat either through exercise, a steam bath, or a sweat lodge. And Oshun is the African goddess of rivers and waters. She helps. Oshun is telling you to have a seat, to take a moment, to have some respite, to recalibrate, to take care of both your physical and emotional being through engaging water. First of all, go have you a glass of water, sister. You are probably actually for real dehydrated. Go handle that. I want you to also think about this within the context of nourishing your soul, your emotion, nourishing your spirit, nourishing yourself in that element. You know, you have gotten fantastic energy all year. Y'all have been working, and I have been encouraging you all to push until you can't push anymore. So what does this mean? I'm remembering some of the readings that we got for Gemini towards the start of the year when Jupiter moved from Gemini into Cancer, and they got popped because they were flying real high. They were flying real close to the sun. And so I also feel like there's an element of that here too, okay? We got Seven of Swords, which lets me know that you are getting away with murder. You are out here doing stuff that you probably should not be able to do. But because the energy is there, you have been able. I want you to make sure that you, number one, check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? Maybe you've been taking a little extra liberties, you know, having an extra scoop, spending an extra hour or two doing some things, you know, having a little fun. Let's pause. As we go through the year, Jupiter is going to move out of your sign. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. We are slowly gearing up to the fireworks. And some of that extra boost, some of that extra Jupiterian energy, some of the extra luck, some of the extra abundance that you've got in Cancer is going to leave. You know, Jupiter allows for you to carry. It's all about expansion, but you can't have everything, Cancer. You won't be able to function if you carry everything, okay? It's time to set it down. Those are reversed. I'm a little nervous. Are we overindulging? Are we teetering on the line of innovation and madness? Right, Big Daddy Leo. Big Leo. I'm very curious to see what comes out of here. You know, y'all got a lot of big energy coming to you later this year. When we get into this grand fire trine, when Jupiter moves into your sign, when North Node moves into Aquarius and South Node moves into Leo, and the spotlight is really on you. I've been warning y'all. I'm really curious to see what happens. Let's see what the tarot has for you. The Hermit. Knight of Swords. Baby, didn't I just pull these? Why am I getting... Okay, I'm actually gonna try that again. We will see. All right, Leo, we got the Knight of Wands in reverse with the Hanged Man. Ooh, you are being prepared. The table's being prepared. Maybe the table has been dressed. I'm excited. Let's see what Ascended Master comes to have with us today. Let's give this a nice good shuffle. Boom. Osiris, father, husband, brother, son. All right, let's start off by reading for Osiris. This situation involves a significant man in your life. Your new relationships with men are affected by your old relationships with your father, ex-husband, boyfriend, brother, son, or other men. This is a perfect time for you to heal and release any old wounds connected to men in your life. God and the Ascended Masters will support you as you focus on letting go of old toxins such as anger, blame, and guilt. I love that this frames anger, blame, and guilt as toxins and things that kind of poison us, because that's not our normal state. Our normal state is abundance, love, joy, infinity. This clearing process opens the way for healthy relationships with men and your own masculine energy. You have just met or are about to meet a significant male partner. Your present relationships improve as you heal your feelings about your father. A male deceased loved one is sending I love yous from heaven. Balance your masculine and feminine energy by practicing both giving and receiving daily. The Hanged Man is all about enlightenment through surrender. Let's take a look at the card here. We got our guy with this glowing head, and he's being hanged. Like, yes, in the traditional sense. This is card number 12 in the Major Arcana, and card number 13 is Death. Then card number 14 is Temperance. So you die, you are reborn, you have the illuminations that come through the closing of the loops, the closing of the chapters. You are reborn into Temperance, and now you have new perspective, new awarenesses. There are things that you see now that you didn't see before because you are in a new space. But you can't get there unless you surrender and allow for all the stuff that does not fit to fall away. This lets me know that you are right on theme with everybody else, Leo. How can you remove barriers to joy and abundance? How can you appreciate discipline and practice? Where are the areas in your life that you need to surrender and allow for things to just happen? All of the problems are not for you to solve. All of the issues are not for you to handle. You gotta allow for other people to approach, other people to engage. You can't do everything. You can do some things. Can't do everything, okay, Leo? I also know that sometimes you can be hard-headed. You don't like being told what to do. You like being at the center of attention. You like being in charge. And that is okay. That is fine. That's just your natural energy. I would argue that sometimes the best characteristic of a leader is the ability to follow. I love learning about servant leadership. What does it mean to amplify and echo the voices that are around you? What does it mean to show up and support the attitudes and opinions of the people that make up your team, for example? It's not always about you. Baby, not everybody has your voice. Not everybody has your presence. Not everybody has your abilities. How can you use your presence, your abilities, and your outlook to support and to uplift, the things that are in your area? Baby, it's time to surrender. It's time to take a really good look at what's in your environment. Now is a great time to do that. That's the full moon in Cancer. Taking note of what we can release. I think this is literal for you. We got Knight of Wands in reverse. I think perhaps you might have been a little hasty and a little reckless in your thoughts. I have been pointing this out all year, Leo. You have been impacted by Pluto and Aquarius. Everything that you touch is magnified. Pluto and Aquarius is in opposition to everything that falls in your sign, so you are getting tagged too. Knights generally represent rapidity, rapaciousness, rambunctiousness, and wands are thought energy. It's fire. Perhaps you have felt encouraged to do something. Now, yes, the message for this reading is get up off that thing and let's start putting some pedal to the metal. That's fine. But I also need you to slow down and make sure that you know what direction you're going in, Leo. During the last several readings, I have warned. I don't want you to combust. I want you to spend all your money before you get to where you want to go. You have a lot of really, really good energy coming to you. Jupiter, that all the energy that Cancer has been getting, that I've been talking about, is coming to you. Jupiter is going to be in your sign later this year. Baby, you don't want to be spent when it's your time to be on stage, right? So I'm asking for you to slow down and to tread lightly, okay? It's a little bit of the same advice that I gave Aries, making sure that the practices and the behaviors that you embody today are what you want to carry out in the year. I promise you, everything is going to magnify. You are going to look up and be like, oh my God, why am I running so fast? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Don't cash in your lottery ticket too soon, Leo. I'm gonna give you another little card here. The Star. Yes. Okay. New opportunity. New inspiration. Baby, a child. Baby, if you are trying, congratulations. It don't have to be a literal physical baby, okay? This represents the newness of life. This is you understanding the emotional bits and applying it and using that emotional bits to create. You have created something new. Understanding your needs, mind, body, spirit. Remember, as above, so below, as within. It's not just what you do, it's why you do it. It's the energy that you carry while you do it. It's the people that you do it with. Okay? Baby, Leo, you are going to get what you were asking for. The opportunities are coming. You just gotta wait your turn. You just gotta wait your turn, okay, friend? I love this. I would also be remiss if I didn't point out the connection of father, husband, brother, son with the other theme here. We got Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the divine masculine. Leo, what ways do we have to slow down and be more dutiful? In what ways do we have to hold ourselves accountable? What bitter truths or bitter medicine do we need to swallow and acknowledge now so that we can be better and have more lightness and fun later? It's fun to say that you are the center of attention and that you are in charge and can't nobody tell you what to do. But I think with that comes a certain responsibility to yourself, to others, the people that you do control. Okay? Sometimes you gotta handle business now so that you can have fun later. Everything can't always be a good time. Everything don't always gotta be 10 out of 10. Everything don't gotta be always at the highest level. I said this to Cancer. I think now is the calm before the storm. You ready to turn up? It's not time yet. It will be though, and it's right on the horizon this summer. It's baby, hot girl summer. You thought 2018 was hot? You thought 2018? Oh baby, you thought 2018 was hot girl summer? The hot girls are coming. Y'all are coming. Y'all are in line. I promise you, Leo. Please. Do not cash in your lottery ticket before it's time. Use this time to find practical ways to let go, to outline what you want, to project manage the idea, dot your I's, cross your T's, make it more perfect. Spend time setting up the blueprint, because I promise you, Leo, it's gonna be like a rocket. You're gonna look up, everything is gonna be in fire. You're gonna look up, you're gonna be creating, manifesting, and you wanna make sure that you are not creating chaos. You are not creating trepidation. Jupiter is coming to your sign, but so is South Node. Yes, South Node. South Node represents fated karmic experiences that show us what we have been good at, what we are good at, but also showing us what we need to let go and what we need to release and where we need to be headed in order to, make it to the next level. Okay? You will absolutely get popped. I can't even find the words right now. You will absolutely get popped. South Node is going to be in your sign, opposite Pluto in Aquarius, with Jupiter also in your sign. You will be able to move forward and do what you intend to do, but I also want you to be consciously aware of what you're creating. All right, day 2. We just kept having technical difficulties. Maybe my phone died while I was recording, and then I had to do the panel. So we are back. As I was saying, Leo, I would be remiss if I didn't point out the direct connections to the divine masculine and the surrender card. We pulled the hangman for you. I think now is a great time to take a nod from your sister sign, Aquarius. Remember, their mantra is work smarter, not work harder. Okay? So now, as you are preparing to move forward and to receive, do your hardest work now so that when the energy comes for you later this year, you can just run and do as you please. That's the Capricornian, Saturnian energy here, right? Handle your business now so that when you're ready to go outside and play with your friends later this summer, you can go and have your hot girl summer. All right, my faves, Virgo, how are you today? Now, I know y'all see I got on new clothes, you know, y'all perceptive tales. You know, I had to break this down in 2 days. We had some technical difficulties, so do not be alarmed. We are just picking up where we left off, and so you get part 2. It's tarot card reading. All right, Virgo, I absolutely love this for you. Baby, y'all cooked. Y'all have made it to the other side. It is time. It is time. You have arrived. This is so cool. This is so cool to me. Okay, because you know y'all are my faves, and we've been chatting. We've been chatting for a while now, and we've been discussing a lot about Saturn in Pisces, and then North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo. Y'all have not had a chance to breathe this year, and I fear that the time has arrived. Baby, you are on the other side of a huge cycle with all that North Node energy. And we got 6 of rods right up. That's triumph. That's success. That's you receiving the applause. Congratulations, Virgo. This is the applause, the adulation. This is you reflecting on the stuff that you have done in the past and putting it on the refrigerator for everyone to see. This is so good. I love this for y'all, Virgo. We also have the Hermit here, which is your card. You know, the Hermit represents both Virgo and Pisces. You know, Virgo going into the dungeon, plotting, scheming, trying to figure out what they're going to do next, screaming and scrutinizing as they try to perfect, you know, their person, their place, their thing, their idea. Or Pisces going off into their ethereal realm, hoping, dreaming, praying, trying to manifest, tapping into, you know, the woo-woo water energy. But both Virgo and Pisces have their individual ways of creation and analysis. The point here is you have done the work, you have done the plan, you have felt the feelings, and you now know exactly where you need to go. As I have said to everyone else today, we got full moon in Cancer, opposite sun in Capricorn, and the theme for most folks have been removing barriers to joy and abundance through discipline, through practice, through consistency. And so I don't think that you are the exception here. Whatever you have done, you have to continue to do. New practices become new behaviors become new ways of living, new opportunity. And you have learned that this year. This is so fascinating. Let's go ahead and read for Isis and see what she says. Balance, career, and home life, Virgo. You drew this card as a reminder to keep balance in your life. You already know which part of your life is lopsided, and you may be feeling symptoms of burnout from this imbalance. You can rapidly shift your energy in positive ways by devoting time each day to your priorities. Even 30 minutes a day spent in meaningful ways will lift your mood, morale, and motivation. Play is a much needed requirement for you right now. Make sure that your needs are being met, delegate work to others, be honest with yourself, and keep healthy boundaries in your work. Spend more time devoted to activities that make your heart sing and you emanate joy, and say no to unrealistic demands upon your time. This is giving keep the same energy. It's giving boundaries, giving let me go mind my business. It's giving let me go clean my Caucasian home and rest and take some respite, because baby, you was at the gym. You was at the gym all last year. Baby, that muscle fatigue might be setting in. go ahead and set it down for a little bit. Right now we got almost everything in Capricorn, and if it ain't in Capricorn, it's in Cancer, okay? I think we can use this full moon in Cancer to add some sweetness and some joy into our lives. You know, that's that fourth house energy. What actually, you know, what's playful? What helps you connect to your inner child? What brings a sense of a lightness? Whatever that is for you, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do something that to help connect you to your foundation, connect you to your roots. I think we can also use this Capricornian energy to continue the practices that we started back in 2025 and figure out how you're going to embed that into your routine. You can always renovate your plan, but whatever you are doing, Virgo, continue. Run with it. Because you did that. Y'all ate that up. Shout out to you, Virgo. Virgo, people are going to start noticing the fruits and the flowers growing in your garden. You also got to get comfortable with standing in the sunlight and being on stage. You gotta start taking notes from your Leo cousin, one over, one placement over your cousin. People want to know your special sauce. They want to know your special cocktail. They want to know how they can get what you got. Use your discernment and know who it is that you are supposed to collaborate with and connect with. But people are seeing the light. You know, the Hermit is a card of guidance. You know, you create the plan and you teach others how to improve and better themselves. And we know how much you want everybody to be their best versions, Virgo, okay? You can influence that by allowing for yourself to be on stage. Let people clap for you. Let people put you on stage. Let people be in awe of you. Let people be inspired by you. Let people revere you. It's alright. You will not shrivel up and die. You will not shrivel up and die. I know you like to stand back. And I know you like to be, you know, in the control panel off on the side somewhere. No, you can't hide in the back, sister. No, come to the front. Come to the front. As this year continues to progress, you know, moving into 2026, the energy is going to shift, and we're going to be having more conversations about wanting to be in isolation versus wanting to be in public, wanting to be on stage and wanting to be in the cut, because the nodes are going to change, and you will be impacted, Virgo. Okay, you've been plotting and scheming and growing all year. It's time to show people how you did it. All right, Team Libra, how are you? As you can see, I have on new clothes. Babe, we had some technical difficulties yesterday, and we had to go ahead and roll this into a second day of shooting. So it's now time for us to hang out. So do not be alarmed if you notice that my clothing is a little bit different. Okay, let's go ahead and see what Ascended Master shows up for us today. I'm really curious to see what's happening for you, Libra. I think you will finally get some time to breathe this year. Baby, the universe is going to hold you accountable because we got Saturn moving into your sister sign over there in Aries later this year. But, you know, Libra, I think by giving you some of that residual Saturnian energy, you can really build the life that you want, okay? Because, you know, life has been cutting away. It's been trying to get you organized and on the right path. Remember that South Node energy we had a couple years ago. But let's see what we got going on here. We got, Lou. All right, Libra. Through persistent action and positive thinking, your dreams are manifesting into form. This is the time for you to stay persistent. Give any discouragement to Lou and the angels, who will buoy your faith and give you signs of your progress. You're almost there, so keep going. It may help to break large projects into smaller steps so that you feel the thrill of accomplishment. It may help to break large projects into smaller steps so that you feel the thrill of accomplishment with each step you take. Persistence pays off. Stick with it. Overcome procrastination tendencies and take action today. That seems to be the theme. This is so interesting because I filmed the introduction to this first before I do all the tarot card readings. So the fact that I'm genuinely turning the cards and getting these messages. So all the girls are getting messages about procrastination, getting organized, moving forward, project managing their lives. And I guess you are not exempt, Libra. Stick to your priorities and promises. Chip away at your dreams and desires with daily action steps. Stay positive and visualize your dreams as already manifested. Commit to your dreams for the long haul. Baby. That's so good, Libra. But why are your cards upside down, sister? Are you letting the mind goblins win again? Are you being inconsistent? Are you adding more stuff to your basket when you don't? We got Queen of Cups, which lets me know that you're being anxious. You're being avoidant. There's something that you are not doing that you need to do. Anxiety is fear of the future. You can't be present because you're thinking about the what ifs of what's happening next and what if this and what if this. We got full moon in Cancer, opposite sun in Capricorn. The universe is trying to help you build the dreams, goals, and aspirations that you see in your mind, but it really is giving me the mind goblins are winning. The call is coming from inside the house, Libras. Slow down. We also got Temperance. I'm recalling the last several readings that we've had together. You started building new rituals. You started to build new routines. You were having difficult conversations. You were allowing yourself to heal. Sister, what happened? Why did we stop doing the stuff? Baby, you don't stop taking the medicine when the symptoms disappear. You continue to take the medicine until you are cured or healed. Sister, turn around. Go back. Let's remember how it was. You've had some difficult years. You know what doesn't work. You started some new stuff. You know what does work. It may not be a perfect plan, but you know in what direction you need to go in. You throwing yourself off balance, second guessing yourself. Change is scary, Libra. I know you want to be perfect and beautiful and you want to weigh all the options. Sister, right now it's time to take care of yourself. It's time to ask yourself the hard questions. What is preventing you from being successful, Libra? What's stopping you from moving forward? Where is this anxiety coming from? Personally, I would say the energy that I'm getting from from the last little readings is it sounds like you are afraid to be successful. If I had to take a guess, success, that's that 10th house energy, that's that Capricornian energy. That requires you to be in the public. That makes you visible. And when you're visible, that invites public scrutiny. We live in the social media age. Are you afraid of being criticized? Are you afraid of being seen and people pointing out your mistakes, your discrepancies, your ugly, crusty bits? Is that what it is? Baby, you can't worry about that. Every come up comes with haters. Every new idea, every person that has moved forward and started something new had a trail of haters back there. Remember the internet? Oh, all those people, they're in their mother's basements. They don't have lives, computer games, and the internet. We don't need that. Look, 2025, 2026, everything runs around the internet, right? Baby, they hated on Jesus. They hated on Mary. They hated on all your faith. They hated on Beyonce. Baby, they've hated every person that has come on this earth that has done something positive, created an invention, started something new, created a movement, has haters. So baby, you're gonna just have to go ahead and put that to rest. You have two options, Libra. Do or do not. And you've seen what happens when you do not. That's what's back there, right? So what's scarier? You falling back on old patterns and experiencing that energy that you absolutely fucking hated? Or do we look forward into the fog of war, into the darkness, unsure about what lies in front of us, but knowing that it's not what was behind us? Libra, you got to stick to it. It's okay. You got this. It's okay to bump your head. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to be tired. You can always take a break, have a snack, and reset. You have been doing soul work these last couple of years. I know it's hard. I know it's heavy. I know it's difficult. But you know what's heavier and more difficult is going back to that bullshit and all that stuff that was behind there, right? Full moon in Cancer, opposite sun in Capricorn. It's time for you to get practical. These ideas, these new ways of being, how can we find practical ways to remove barriers to your joy and abundance through discipline? Now is the time to be courageous. You got Lou, persistence, gusto, some elbow grease. Put it in there, Libra. It's okay. I know you want to be dainty and demure and beautiful. I know you are baby. Now is not the time for that, sister. That's later. Okay, Libra, you got this. The energy is there. The call be coming from inside the house, Libra. I know you want to be fair and diplomatic. It's time for you to slow down and to make some choices. Because remember, inaction is still a choice. Not having the conversation and not doing the thing is a choice. Stay up, Libra. You got this. You have to commit. The only difference between you now and being Beyonce is you taking the chance and committing. Beyonce got her ass up every day and went to go practice. LeBron James got his ass up and went outside and practiced. Even to a point, your Libra favorite, Kim Kardashian, got up and practiced. All right, Scorpio, y'all got Moses. I know y'all know who Moses is. Scorpio, you have the power to heal and alter the course of this situation. It's time for you to take charge and assume a leadership position. First, decide what you want. Be clear about the conditions that are acceptable or unacceptable to you. The universe responds when you're clear about your aims and intentions. The Ascendant Masters will support you in this leadership role. Talk openly and honestly about your feelings. Make a decision instead of passively waiting. Give yourself permission to do what you feel is right. Don't wait. Take action now. Remember at the beginning of this, I said action cures fear. And now it's time for people to get up off their feet and start making choices. Don't wait. Take action now. Be your own authority figure. The prophet Moses displayed courage and leadership through his lifetime. You know, in past readings, I've talked about you like Goku. And then the fall came and everything just happened. We finally got the spirit bomb. Stood transformed. You know, stuff started to come out of the darkness into the light. Four of Swords reminds me of someone in deep reflection. Someone remembering their lifetimes, the things of the past, various versions of themselves. And then we have King of Pentacles in reverse, which represents a lack of abundance. But this gives me positive. I'm wondering if you're remembering and reflecting on the past versions of yourself. I think you're having the realization that as you transform and move forward, there's death behind us. We're releasing old energy. We're killing old versions of ourselves as we build and erect new versions. If there are things that you value, that you like bring that along with you, but let everything else fall. Remember, the guidance for this reading at the beginning was to release mindsets and emotional patterns that hold us back from being successful. It's finding ways to remove barriers to joy and abundance through discipline. So you've gone through the work, you've made the transformation. Don't get caught up trying to remember and revere and reason with versions of yourself that you've outgrown. Now is the time to embrace what's in front of you and to find practical ways to support yourself. Sister, you're overthinking it. Baby, you don't have to necessarily choose the loudest option. You have to choose the option that works the best for you and what your chief aim is. Baby, close the loop, wrap it up, and let it die. Move forward and acknowledge your personal power. You don't need a complicated solution. You need a solution that's functional, that's going to work and help you propel yourself forward. Okay? Scorpio, you got this. This is easy. This is light work for you. Welcome back to the channel, Saggiterrorists. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. All right, sister, you just had a birthday. Let's see. Let's see what the cards say. In 2025, you know, it's a little rough. I'm hoping 2026, we're a little more responsible with our energy. Let's see what's happening, Sagittarius. Baby, hold on. Let me just, let me just let me stand up and clap for you, Sagittarius. I feel like this is the best reading that we have ever had together. And I have to say, shout out to you, congratulations, and Shantae, you stay. Okay. This here is play. This here is easy. This is an easy read. So first we got Six of Rods upright with Page of Wands upright. This is new thought patterns, new perspectives. You coming up with new paradigms, new mindsets, new ways of being. Baby, you have been getting dragged. You have had some tough times these last several months, and I think you have finally learned your lesson. I think we have finally entered territory where, that wanderlust, that need for expansion and growth is coming back in a way that is helpful and supportive. We got Six of Rods right up. This is congratulations. This is triumph. This is you reflecting and taking in all the people clapping for you because you have succeeded in your chief aim. Last time we were talking about you needing a new style, a new cut, a new color to renovate your worldview, your religion, your spirituality, the things that you hold true and self-evident. I think whatever it is that you have adopted and wherever you have found yourself has allowed for you to be born anew. We got Page of Wands, baby, courage, wonder. Baby, this is exciting. I'm so excited for y'all. Like, whatever this new territory is, I need you to apply the lessons from earlier in this reading. Remember, full moon in Cancer, opposite sun in Capricorn. We are finding ways to remove barriers to our joy and our abundance through duty and discipline. Okay, we are closing the loops, closing the patterns that no longer help us feel loved, successful, joyous, abundant, prosperous. The stuff that don't work, you gotta let go. Remember, suffering is a part of the human experience. That's baby, you're gonna live, you're gonna die, you're gonna pay taxes, and there's gonna be some suffering. Where does suffering come from? Attachments. We're human. You're putting in labor, you're putting in time. You naturally form an attachment to the things that you are putting your time, energy, and money in. So that's fine. However, suffering happens when life comes through and it's trying to snatch at these attachments. We're clinging on to it. We're holding on to it. And so we're having a terrible experience. Sag, one of my favorite things about you is your fearlessness and your willingness to just do it for the plot, to go out, to explore, to be a trailblazer, to do stuff that the rest of us are just like, oh, I'm not touching that. However, I think sometimes you get lost in the sauce. You get lost in the sauce because you don't take care. Remember, every explorer needs a compass or a map. Every explorer needs prep time. Every explorer, someone trying something new, going somewhere that the rest of us have not, need the tools of the trade. And so I feel like sometimes you be going out there and just raw dogging life, and then you get turned around and confused, and then crazy stuff start happening. Everyone has to have their North Star so that they know what their orientation is. You know what direction you're facing. You know where you need to go and how to get there. And I think sometimes you lose sight of that as you try to stimulate yourself and be out and about collecting experiences. It's okay for you to be a little wild, Sage. You can't help it. It's okay to be a little busybody. You can't help it. We're just asking for you to do it a bit more responsibly. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of the others around you and in your space. You don't have to be responsible for them. You have to be responsible to them, okay? And it's the same for yourself. Also recognize that while you are a bad bitch, you have feelings and you have needs too. You are a human being in this 3D space on Earth. You pay taxes like most of us and try to participate in life like most of us. And therefore there are some things that we have to sacrifice to do so, okay, Sagittarius? You've given a lot of yourself lately, Sagittarius, and now it's time to give something to yourself. You've drawn this card because you need to nurture yourself. This means taking good care of your body through sleep, detoxification, and exercise. It also means taking care of your needs as you would for others, to have more energy, abundance, peace, purpose, and everything you desire, and nurture yourself. Balance giving to others and receiving for yourself. Honor your inner voice, get some rest, take care of your body, nurture your inner child. Your life purpose involves helping children. Mother Mary is with you, helping and guiding you. It's time to release. It's time to empty your dungeon sack so that you can prepare to go on your next adventure. Close out the loop, let go of all that bullshit behind us, and start anew. As I have mentioned to the other fire girls, now is a very, very important time for you, Sag. Whatever you put in your basket, just like Aries and Leo, is going to magnify as the year continues to transpire. Later this year, starting around June, July, we have a fire trine coming. Everything will be in a fire sign. North Node moves into Aquarius, South Node moves into Leo. We have critical placements in fire signs. It's finna be lit, literally. Hot girl summer, loading. There's gonna be a lot of craziness, a lot of chaos, because everybody is gonna be feeling like they gotta do something and make a move. And I'm just hoping and praying, Sag, that you heed my warning. Just as I have said to Aries, just as I have said to Leo, make sure whatever energy that you are carrying, whatever you got in your basket, the projects that you have dedicated yourself, the people that you are bringing on, the attitude in your space, all of that. Make sure that you have dotted your I's and crossed your T's, because whatever you bring along is going to magnify. The cherry on top is that Pluto is in Aquarius opposite Leo, which makes everything just that much more intense. Pluto is in Aquarius and North Node is about to be there. We are about to have some fated events during a critical, intense season of fire. And you know what fire does. Fire burns the shit up. It burns the shit to the ground. It pushes people to the front. It says everything out loud. She's extra. I have said a lot of words. Sag, congratulations. I just want you to understand and feel the magnitude of what I am saying. It is almost your time to be on stage again. You've had a couple of rough years with Jupiter moving in and out of Gemini. We had Uranus moving in and out of Gemini. There was a lot of stuff that was impacting you. The tides have turned. She's coming around the mountain. She's coming around the mountain to pick you up, Sag. You got a whole lot of stuff that you will be able to do moving forward starting this year, okay? Let's use this Capricorn energy to slow down for a second. Let's identify the attractions that we want to visit. Let's identify the energy that we have inside, the purpose for why we're doing things, the people in our party. Think of it like a story. You're inside an incident. How did we get here? What had happened? Act 1, what is our life like? Let me look around our environment. What's my environment? Act 2, oh shit. Some shit that happened. What do we do now? It's okay for you if you're going to be a wild adventurer, have a framework to help contextualize and understand your story so that you're not out here wild. All right, thank you all for hanging out. If you are here at this part of the video, go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you all. That's the best way that you can support me. Thank you all for sticking it out, and hopefully, you feel edified, you feel fed, you found something to hold on to, you feel encouraged, because that's always my goal here. This has been Dooley with your Woo Woo Wednesday for full moon in Cancer.